private chat and G chat. And hopefully we are live. And welcome to the Digital Advisor Weekly. And we're doing something completely new. And we are actually live instead of pre-recording our lives. And hope that you are joining us because today is a very, very unique milestone, not only in our company, but also in the ability to help our team in the Philippines that are experiencing some challenges through medical emergencies and weather and some other things. And so we decided to practice what we preach, go live. We're going to figure it out along the way. And we hope that you will join us to do exactly the same, not just watching or joining us live, but also getting comfortable with the idea of helping you go live. And we're not looking to pick up new clients. What we're looking to do is help more people grow their businesses. And so if you are watching and you've considered, how do I grow my social media? Well, I would tell you that going live on multiple platforms is the opportunity for you to connect with your audience and figure out what works and what doesn't work and lean in to what does work. And that's what today's broadcast is all about. So if you are a financial advisor, real estate agent, or any other sales agent, life insurance agent, that you provide a financial service, and you've struggled with social media, you've struggled with, okay, we've been posting, but we're only getting 1 or 2, 3 likes, and we're not getting comments, and it's discouraging, it's not creating leads. I understand what you're going through because I own my own family financial advisory, American Financial. We've been through that process ourselves pre-pandemic, and we had to fight our way through that same challenge. We were a multi-million-dollar business doing live workshops every single month for every single advisor until the pandemic hit. And then all of a sudden, we had to figure out, wait a second, we've got to figure out how to be digital. Because we have no other choice now. And we had to go back to our roots and figure out, how do we get back online and begin to network, meet people, build relationships virtually online. And that process taught us more than anything I've ever learned in my marketing. Now it's 29 years of marketing. And that's what we're trying to pass on to you. That's how Advisor Marketing Hub came to fruition, was that we did it for American Financial. And it worked so well that I had appointments packed, like 25 a week on my calendar, that I couldn't keep up with. And then we've taken that and we have bottled it and tried to pass it on to not only our advisors, but other advisors around the country, because we know that if we invest into you and your business, if we help you grow, then that is the intent of all the work and sacrifice and hours that we put in to figuring out how to modernize digital marketing for the financial advisor, which, by the way, is probably the hardest industry, most challenging industry to help with digital marketing and lead generation and lead nurture in the digital marketing space. And so for us, we just really felt like we wanted to invest into other advisors around the country and help them grow along with us. This is a enormous industry, 500,000 financial advisors around the country. And we know that if we could help others along the way, that rising tides raises all ships. In addition, to help invest into your business with no strings attached, which is why we go live and give away everything for free so that you can do it yourself. You don't need our services. You just need to take what we teach you and put it into practice. We also today are going to be, the motive behind today is to create some awareness behind our virtual assistant team that is primarily located out of the Philippines. And due to weather circumstances and the instability of infrastructure of electricity and internet and all those other things that we take for granted here in the United States, in the Philippines, it's extremely inconsistent, unreliable, and often inaccessible. And due to the hardships caused by some of those things, we've had some significant medical emergencies from our team, including my own broadcast producer, who has, I would contribute my success digitally to my producer, Marie. And currently her father's in the hospital, and it's been a challenge for her because in the Philippines, they won't really release or continue medical services until you pay your actual bill, which to me is just incredible. We can't imagine that here in the US. But let me see as we navigate through here if I can share the video. And again, this is our first time actually going live, so we're going to see if we can get this to work correctly. And I think we have, all right, our first introductory video just of the fundraiser that we're going to be doing alongside teaching all of our financial advisors how you can grow your digital presence. I'm not talking tenfold, I'm talking 100 or 1,000 fold. So hang in there with us as we do both today, helping you and helping the virtual assistants around the world that are hired, significantly trained, and available to help you at pennies on the dollar in comparison with the staff that you have available here in the United States. All right, so let's see if we can share screen. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Okay. And I think we got it. All right, here we go. And we got it. And my fill-in producers today, let me know if we're having any audio issues. Okay, so we will post the link throughout. We'll put it in the chat. We'll also post it as a banner and how you can participate in helping virtual assistants who are specifically trained to help you grow in the financial, life insurance, real estate, sales agent markets. They have gone through extensive training and can help you at pennies on the dollar. We're trying to help them in the Philippines with the challenges that they're going through while we teach you how to expand your social media. So let's do a show intro and then we will get started.
Welcome to the Digital Advisor Weekly Broadcast. Looking to boost your business with the latest trends, innovative tech, and must-have resources? Join us to discover how to successfully scale your practice and automate the process. Here to guide you is your host, the dynamic leader of Advisor Marketing Hub and managing partner at American Financial, Rob Sousa.
All right, now we've officially kicked off our first official live. We've been doing pre-recorded lives for over a year and grown our channel significantly, where we've gotten to a point where we are at least 40x what we started with. We're now getting into the tens of thousands of views, and I think we're about 12 months into the process. And so we want to invite you and encourage you that if you're just getting started, that there is an opportunity for you as well to join us in this journey of how to grow virally on social media. And one of those strategies is going to be going live. Because going live connects you with your audience. And when you're connected with your audience, you can get their feedback. And when you get their feedback, you'll start to learn what info, what questions do they want answered, what tutorials and information do they want. So if you're in the financial industry and you're not sure, you're just guessing what you think people want to hear and learn and see, then you've got to get in front of your audience and ask them, and you got to get that feedback. So if you're joining us and you are in the financial industry, whether it's on the loan side, the investment side, the insurance side, I encourage you to put your comments, your questions in the chat, and we will answer those questions along the way, either directly in chat or I will actually address it as we go live. But I'm going to show you examples today of financial advisors who've gone from nothing, just starting out, no followers, to hundreds of thousands of followers, and if not followers, hundreds of thousands of views on viral posts. And so in 2025, businesses that use social media effectively are 60% more likely to see growth, significant growth in their business, if they are posting on social media 2 to 3 times a day on all 6 platforms that we consider like the traditional 6 platforms that reach 90% of the audience online. So just like back in the 1950s, when you had 6 channels that you could go to on television, it's like channel 2, channel 4 and 5, and I don't even remember 9 and 11. And that was your only choice. And so the connection to media was either through television on those 6 channels, or it was radio. And as soon as television came out, of course, most people migrated to the television. And we got all of our information about what we thought, we felt, the connections, the decisions we made about politics, all was defined and influenced by those 6 TV channels. Well, now fast forward into into the 20th century, 21st century, our now new 6 channels are LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube Reels, TikTok, X, which previously known as Twitter. Those are your primary channels at which a majority, 90% of America, is tuning into those 6 channels to decide how they think about everything: politics, finance, what restaurants to go to, what trends are out there today. 90% of people in America are using those 6 channels to decide how they feel about what their preferences are in every area of their life. And if you aren't part of it, you're missing the biggest opportunity that's available to you today. Why? Because today, social media, viral social media, is absolutely free. Now, I know what lots of people are going to say. They're going to say, oh yeah, I've done social media and I don't get any likes and I don't get any comments and it's not really growing my social media. Well, that's probably because you're only posting like static, like square little graphic advertisements. And think back to when the television was only 6 channels. Were you most engaged during the commercials, or is that the time that you got up and got a snack? Is that the time that you got up and went to the restroom to come back to pick up the show after the commercials were over? People don't want commercials. They don't want sales. They don't want to be sold. You know what they want is they want entertainment that influences them or moves them, that is not direct advertising. And that's what makes up today's what we call influencer. An influencer is somebody who inspires people through pseudo entertainment, inspires people to change their perspective about how they view the world. If you can influence somebody to change their behavior, their thought pattern, persuade their thinking, I don't care if it's 1 or 2 people only, you are an influencer. The goal in social media is that if going and posting content on social media, not just an advertisement once a day on each channel, I'm talking about 3, 4, 5 times a day, optimized with unique content, where you're influencing people to change their behavior, and do that specifically for each channel. Because the way that you do it on TikTok is going to be totally different than the way that you do it on LinkedIn. The algorithms are different. Okay, so Rob, how do you determine what the different algorithms are and how to adapt my social media to each algorithm? Really simple. Don't figure it out. Just start posting 3 to 5 times a day on every channel. Use ChatGPT to reformat your social media for a specific channel, and then just listen to its advice, adapt your content, and try 3 to 5 different types of content. Don't do the same content. If you're posting content that gets like 3 likes and no comments, stop. Stop posting content that's not getting engagement. I know everybody's heard it. What's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. But it's true. Why are you wasting time if your reach is like 40 people and nobody engaged? The goal in social media is to get engagement. So if you don't have engagement, then don't waste your time on that style and that format. Try something different. And we're gonna go over that. I'm gonna give you all kinds of ideas how to create a variety of social media. And trust me, if you try enough different styles of social media and then just track the performance that you get from all the different styles, and then stop repeating the ones that aren't working and start leaning into the ones that are getting results, you're going to see growth. I promise you, you're going to see growth. All right. So before we dive in, let's talk about something that's personal to us, and that's what's transformed my business, both my financial investment business and also our digital marketing for financial advisors business. And that's going to be our virtual assistant team that is located primarily in the Philippines. That's allowed us to scale at 10 times faster rate than anything we've ever done in our company. And I would say that our growth is due to this incredible team that we've built and the investment that they've made in our company. And so we're trying today to also give back to that team. And so if you have a chance, and Marie, if we can throw up the link to our GoFundMe, where we are trying to raise $1,000. Now, for every advisor, well, anyone who donates, I'm going to match dollar for dollar any, there we go, GoFundMe /272CD455. So on screen, grab that, go there. And our goal by the end of today's live is to try and see if we can hit somewhere between $500 to $1,000. I'm going to match that. And also I'm going to give away a free 20-minute podcast or broadcast interview that I will do with you, where we'll brainstorm together about what content we can do that's different from the content you're doing now, that you can use in 20 different ways to create social media content to help you test your ability to go viral on the top 6 platforms. So go ahead, click on the link, check it out, and we'll put it, I think we have show notes, which we can put it as well. We also can put it in the chat. And we'll keep putting up the link throughout. There we go. Thank you very much to my producer. Okay. Before we dive completely in, we're going to talk about prompt engagement. So, okay. We're trying to get feedback from advisors. So what platform do you find most challenging for your business? And let us know in the comments below. I know we're on multiple platforms, so we're going to be reading questions from different platforms. And let me know in the comments, what platform are you trying to go viral on, and which one are you having that you're struggling with to translate into actual views. This is important because every platform is different, so I really need to know which platform are you trying to scale and go viral that you're having the most difficulty scaling, and let us know. We got Facebook, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a challenge. Facebook, LinkedIn. Okay. Well, LinkedIn seems to be the winner on biggest challenge, and I would agree. And LinkedIn is completely different. And so before we get into the reasons why, I want to let you know that if you stick around to the end, not only are we giving away free 20-minute podcast broadcast interviews that are optimized for all 6 platforms for you individually, all as a free service provided to you for anybody who participates in our fundraiser today for helping virtual assistants in the Philippines who are especially trained to help financial industry in the US scale their business online. Then stick around to the end and we'll show you exactly how you can take advantage of that. Also, for those of you who do not donate, we are still providing you a free download where I'm going to put a social media playbook, and that social media playbook, which gives you everything I've learned about all the platforms and different algorithms and strategies for all 6 platforms, how to scale your business. We're going to make that available to you at the end of this live broadcast. So stick around. We've got lots of giveaways, and we want to invest back not only into our VA team abroad, but also into our clients and financial advisors, life insurance agents, real estate agents here in the United States. We want to invest into your business and see you grow. So we're going to be giving that downloadable away at the end of today's episode. Okay. Now, if you want to see more free content to help you scale your business online, to lead gen and lead nurture, then do me a favor, like, subscribe on whatever channel you're on, and help us continue to help more people. All right, today's session's packed. It's going to be packed full of actionable tips for social media growth for all of you, but we're also spotlighting, of course, our fundraiser and our virtual assistant team. And so going to share a quick video before we jump in to today's content. Of course, if I can do this correctly, here we go. Let's see. All right. Let's see if I can hear figuring all. By the way, we're on StreamYard, by the way. So if you're looking on for the most efficient way to go live online, multiple channels, I do want to give a shout out to StreamYard for helping make that happen. So let's go ahead and we'll share this quick video. Then we'll jump in. That did not work. Let's try it again. Present. I think we've got this. Window, screen. Got it. Learning as we go. I'm encouraging everybody to jump in, whether you feel comfortable or not. You'll get used to this. You just got to get started. Yep. And where do we go? Right here. All right, and if you're looking to join us for the fundraiser today, my producer hopefully will put up the GoFundMe link, and then we are going to jump in while we leave that GoFundMe link down below. There it is, and we'll leave that up for a moment. Just make sure that people have the opportunity to write that down if they need to. And while we jump in and help you directly, so let's jump in and do that. Let me tell you a quick story. When I first started focusing on social media, my reach was small. I'm talking about 14 years ago in the financial industry. I'd been doing it for much longer than that, but in the financial industry, it was 14 years ago. And I wasn't seeing much growth, but I did stay consistent and adapted things along the way. But I wasn't concerned about it because we were doing live marketing, workshop marketing, dinner workshop marketing. So we weren't really concerned. Yeah, we had a website, we had social media, we were using a mainstream company that's now owned by Broadridge to do most of our marketing, which I'm sure all of you would know the name if I said it. And it would send out canned marketing that every other advisor was also sending out. And that was our social media because it was easy. And back then we didn't have artificial intelligence. We couldn't personalize our marketing because we didn't have time and we didn't have a budget. So I totally get it why you do syndicated marketing or syndicated content. But the game's changed. Once AI came out, it's radically changed the industry. And those who are willing to individualize your brand, and by the way, you are your brand, not your company name, not the services you provide, because you just provide the same services that 500,000 other advisors provide, whether you think you're unique or not. If you don't want to become a commodity, well, then you need to build your brand, and your brand is you. It's you. It's your opinion. It's your preferences. It's your knowledge and experience that you've learned, and your ability to inspire or influence people to change your behavior that's going to make the difference. And so if you don't jump into social media and capitalize on this in this moment, you're going to find that AI is going to outrun our entire industry. Stay ahead of the curve. Maximize your ability to use it to stay relevant, to amplify your voice and opinion and brand, and you'll win. You'll stay ahead of the curve. There's no soul in artificial intelligence, and it's your soul, your values, your hurts, your hang-ups, your preferences, your wins and success that determine your brand. And AI does not have that. It will never have it. So you need to lean into it, and lean into it hard. And that's what today's live is all about, is getting you to double down on getting on camera and sharing what makes your opinion unique and why it is that you make the recommendations that you recommend. And if it's getting a better return on your money, I can get you 2 points better than your current advisor, or I can get you an insurance policy that produces a permanent policy that produces more retirement income, or I can sell your house at half the commission price. Okay, that is not building a brand, and that is not going to give you the competitive edge, because everybody is using the same message. People want to know why you're different, and you've got to open the door, be vulnerable, get on camera, and let people relate to you, your values, your opinions. Do that, you'll start to influence people to change your behavior, and the behavior you'll change is them signing up to do business with you. Don't forget, we have the free resource at the end. Today, I'm going to give you a social media playbook on how to optimize for each channel. So stick around to the end of today's episode. All right, we're going to set. Okay, so just quick update and reminder for those who've joined us. We've had 500 additional people join us in the last 5 minutes. Today's session not only will give you a clear roadmap to social media, each individual channel, but our broadcast director, who has dramatically changed our business by helping us by helping us jump into live broadcasting and podcasting, is facing a current medical crisis, and her father had a stroke last week. And thank God, due to the prayers of her family and friends and the Advisor Marketing Hub community, her father's woken up from the stroke that he had, but is stuck in the hospital because in the Philippines, if you don't pay your medical bills, then they won't continue treatment or release a patient. And I know it's really foreign to us in the US. And so we're trying to raise money and help her cover those medical costs and get her father released from the hospital. And that's just one of many stories. So I think we posted the GoFundMe link. I think it is up right now. So you can go to GoFundMe /272CD445, and again, anybody who contributes, I'll match, and we will do a individual podcast to create content for you. All right, let's jump into the common struggles in social media and how we can give you practical solutions to solve the problem. How many of you are tired of social media marketing, but there you go. Thank you. And thank you to my producers behind the scenes who are filling in. This isn't your normal job, and you're doing a great job helping us behind the scenes. But how many of you tried social media marketing and you don't feel like your social media is getting you the results that you're looking for, and you've either slowed down or just kept doing what you're doing because you don't know which way to pivot? You don't know how to improve it to get more engagement and more results. Put it in the chat. Let us know. Let us know what platform, and let us know what your primary type of posting is, and we will get back to you and we'll answer some of those questions. I keep seeing LinkedIn is the biggest challenge, and I would agree with you. One thing I want to say about the different platforms, Facebook and LinkedIn, and I would say YouTube as well. Well, YouTube's in the middle. Facebook and LinkedIn is really right now, and it's transitioning, but right now it is heavily dependent on how many followers you have. So going for building your, using software to or a virtual assistant to leverage your time to build followers on your social media on LinkedIn and Facebook is very, very important and necessary on those two platforms temporarily. That's going to change. Why? Because TikTok and LinkedIn are exactly the opposite. Doesn't matter about your followers. What matters is the content you create. The algorithms, artificial intelligence and the algorithms on LinkedIn and TikTok, on Instagram and TikTok are so significantly different that you don't have to have, I could start a TikTok tomorrow, and if I put a good viral piece of content on that new account with no followers, the algorithm will take that piece of content and serve it up to tens of thousands of people who have already shown the behavior of scrolling and stopping at a similar piece of content, scrolling, stopping, similar piece of content. And then the algorithm knows, wait, they may also like this piece of content because it's similar. So you don't need to have a bunch of followers on TikTok and Instagram. You just need to have good content. How do you have good content? Rob, and I've seen two comments. Rob, how do I know what good content is? Just post. You want to know faster? Post more. Create, instead of doing the same post on 5 platforms, do 5 posts optimized for each platform. So now we're talking about 6 platforms, 5 posts. And if you leverage artificial intelligence and maybe a virtual assistant, you can create one topic and create 6 times 5. So you're talking about 30 plus posts where that you can optimize for each platform and test and then choose a different topic the next day and do it in a different way. And it doesn't always need to be education. We found that entertainment, when people go to Instagram and TikTok, they go there because they've had a long day. They don't want to, their brain is tired. They want to shift into neutral. So they pull out their phone and they start flicking through Instagram and TikTok. They don't want to be educated or preached at or advertised to. You know what they want? They want to check out. They want to laugh. They want to be entertained. Does that mean that you shouldn't do education online? No, not at all. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you need to vary your content, and sometimes it just needs to be purely entertainment. Sometimes it needs to be educational. And sometimes, and probably majority of the time, it needs to be in the middle. And my favorite coach, Gary Vee, has coined the term of, edutainment. You need to be in the middle. It needs to be a little entertaining, and it also needs to be educational. There's ways to do that without you even having to speak on camera. I literally have a post. I don't know if I can find it. Let me see if I can. On our Instagram. Okay, so here we are. Let's see if I can share. Just need to switch. There we go. Okay. This is a post of me just nodding my head. I don't know if it's on Instagram or on TikTok. I'm hoping it's on Instagram. I think this is it. It's one of these two. But all I'm doing is nodding, and you can see we got 900 likes and 15 comments. I don't think we're sharing sound. The joys of going live. All right, well, I'm not going to share sound at the moment. I'm just going to show you the post we created because my producer said, oh, okay, so I was on vacation in Hawaii and I was asked, hey, we need some social media content. And I was sitting at dinner with my family watching a luau. So I filmed the luau, sent it to her. It was 30 seconds. She created a reel and you can see the results. The results on this, we had more than 10,000 views, 900 likes, 15 comments. Here's another one where all I did, because I was being begged for content while I was on vacation, all I did was stand on the beach and nod my head. And this did better than any content I had done in 2 months. That's it. That's all I did. And you can see 1,500 likes, 18 comments. Now, did I strategically plan this following some sort of secret recipe? No, this was a total accident. And I want to show you guys, when we started, let's see if I can find it. Yeah, no, that's not it. If I go to the bottom, see if I can go to the bottom. All right, if I go to the, like when we first started and we were creating educational content a couple years ago, I'm just going to go halfway down. 1 like, no likes, 1 like, 1 like, 1 like. So if you're worried, I don't have any followers, nobody's engaging, I'm right there with you. And I was with you for the first 3 to 4 months. So how do you get out of that? Well, you could do 1 post a day, and it may take a year or 2. Or you could do 3 to 5 posts a day, mix up the style, and we're going to give you specific ideas on how you can do that. And you could speed up what could take 12 or more months, and you could do it in 60 to 90 days. So why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you want to turn your business instead of going out and selling? Why wouldn't you put out free, absolutely free commercials? A social media post done right that the algorithm will show to more people is a free advertisement. Why would you not do 5 a day, 10 a day? Pick your platform. It's crazy to me how much companies spend on webinar, workshop marketing, 5 to 10 grand per event, and yet they won't take the time to post 5 or 6 free viral posts on social media on every platform because it's free. I'm telling you all, PPC, Google Ads, Google search, it's all going away. Why? Because I can ask ChatGPT and it can filter through all the Google search engine results and read all the websites for me and give me the recommendation I'm looking for. I don't need Google anymore. I don't need Google Ads anymore. I don't need PPC anymore. I go to AI. And I'm telling you, it's going to disappear. 12 months from now, Google Ads are going to become probably 10% less in demand than they've ever been in the history of Google advertising. Posting on social and getting in front of more people on a daily basis should be the foundational cornerstone of your business. A friend of mine, Caleb Gilliam, talks about winning stages. Most important thing you can do for your business is get in front of more people every day. Get in front of more people. This is a numbers game. You all know numbers. It's a numbers game. It's not about the content you present. Just start presenting content. The algorithm, as soon as you figure out what to create and post online, it'll change 2 weeks from now. So you've got to be posting a variety of content all the times on every platform to figure out which platforms are influencing people the most and which type of posts are influencing people the most. I know you think I've got this is what I need to teach people, but you're just guessing. And don't be offended. Nobody cares. And I apologize, but nobody cares. Because if they're not watching, if the algorithm's not presenting it and people aren't engaging, it's not my opinion. It is the internet telling you they don't care. So switch it up. Switch it up. Try something different. And if you're trying a variety of things all the time on every platform, you will discover what works and what doesn't work very quickly, and you can lean into what works. Okay, time to take a short break, and I'm going to play a quick video going back to our fundraiser where we're trying to raise $500 to $1,000 for our trained virtual assist marketing, social media virtual assistants that are specifically trained to help people in the US who are business owners in the financial industry, but struggling with emergencies in the Philippines. We're running in conjunction with today's episode. So let me, again, too many windows open. See if I can find that video. And I think I already played that video. So we're going to play it again, just for good measure. Let's see if this will work. Although I don't know if we have sound. There we go. And for our producer, can you throw up the... Thank you very much. It's always great to have, see, my producers on this are virtual assistants in the Philippines who are doing a better job than some of my employees here in the US at 10 times the price. Okay. And yes, I would love, somebody's asking me for another video that they've seen. Marie, do you have Anna's video? And if you do, that would be outstanding if you can figure out how to share that. While you figure that out, I'm going to jump into the development of the changing social media landscape to help our advisors in the financial industry figure out how to adapt their social media to actually get a result. And I'm telling you, if you, I've taught and I've taught and I've taught and I've taught, people always worry about, oh, wait, I shouldn't give away all my knowledge for free because people will just steal it and then not hire me. Not true. Human behavior proves that 90%, 95% of you listening today won't execute on anything I'm saying. It's just human nature. So why not give away everything I know to help you for free Because if 95% of you won't follow through, because it's human nature, we're busy, we got a lot going on our plates, and it's hard to do master classes and everything else, then why not give away what you know for free? Why not just help people? It's called karma. Serve people. And when people get to like, know, and trust you because you're willing to help them by providing them everything they need to know to do it themselves, or even take it to their own advisor, I don't care. But when people get frustrated that it's not working, they're going to go back to the person who taught them how to do it right in the most compelling way. They're going to go back to the person they trust the most to figure out how to implement these strategies and scale their social media and get results. So why not give away what you know for free? And every single one of my coaches, and I tell you, the number one, Gary V, will scream it at people. He goes live every day for an hour, Q&A with Gary V. Check it out on YouTube. Shout out to Gary V. And he yells at people, stop asking me how to, and just get online. Just start posting and posting and posting. Now, how do I post that much? Well, we're going to give you some of those ideas here in just a moment, like nodding your head, and we can turn that into probably 20 different posts by you giving a VA or somebody who knows how to take a short 30-second video of you nodding your head and turn it into 20 or 30 different types of social media. It's not as hard as you think, and it's not as expensive as you think either. We're talking pennies on the dollar. But at the end of the day, it's more about you learning from your audience than it is your audience learning from you. And that's why we are going live today, is to be able to follow the chat. And thank you, Christos, for monitoring chat, answering questions, and highlighting for me. I appreciate that. It's also good to have a staff member in the background of any live stream to help you monitor when you're on a live stream. Super helpful. But capturing those questions and being able to answer those questions to your audience, you learn what your audience is wanting from you. So, okay, changing social media landscape. We're going to go through this quickly because I want to get to the meat and potatoes. In 2025, the way social media works, and I've already talked about, fundamentally, completely, totally shifted, not only in the last week, the last year, definitely the last 5 years. We're not even in the same realm. The algorithms now prioritize content based on interest, not followers. And I talked about this earlier. But statistics, did you know that businesses with a strong social media strategy, which is what I've talked about, 3 to 5 posts a day on all 6 platforms, are 60% more likely to see an increase in revenue? Social media is not just for branding. You actually can generate sales. And I'm going to break away here. I want to show you some examples of what I'm talking about, because I can say that, but it doesn't mean anything unless I can show you what I'm talking about. Let's go. There we go. Okay. So this is Personal Finance Club. So this is a financial advisor, Jeremy Schneider. And I want you all to see that when he first started, which is where I'm getting you all to go, still start and scale, right? Look, 121 likes. Well, he had 4,000. It's pretty good out the gate. 71, 4. Okay, 50. Now let's take a look at where is he at today. 1,200 likes, 5,000 likes, 2,300 likes. And you can see his content is not that complicated. This one here is educational. Is your money working? It's a comparison, yes or no. And yet this one over here is a little bit more entertaining, where he's trying to add a little humor to it. So the one with humor to it, if you're willing to be a little vulnerable and try and bring out your sense of humor, it got twice as many likes, but it still has educational information as an overlay that can continue to promote your business. So if he can do it, you can do it. Now, how? Because he has 2,000 posts. If anybody's listening and you have 2,000 posts on any social media platform, will you let us know in the comments and give me a link to your social platform? And if you're not growing and getting thousands of engagements with 2,000 posts, then I will donate my services to help you scale your social media platform. But the reality is I have yet to find anybody who has 2,000 posts and who isn't scaling their engagement. But if I'm wrong, post in the comments and give me your URL to whatever platform you're struggling with. I will personally help you at no cost to help you scale, because I'm proud of you for being persistent enough to post that much content, because that's the recipe for success. Post. A post takes 30 to 45 seconds, 5 posts a day on 5 platforms, even if you recorded them individually, would take what, 30 minutes a day? You don't have 30 minutes a day to get in front of thousands and thousands of people with your content, your opinion, your brand? You got to be crazy. Oh, I'm too busy for that. Well, I guess you're too busy to scale your business. Advisors who take the time to do this aren't $100,000, even $500,000 a year advisors. Advisors who take the time to do this scale from hundreds of thousands to multi-millions in revenue. That's the difference maker. Is that not worth 30 minutes a day? So don't get bogged down working in your business. Make sure that you're getting out in front of people every day, no matter how busy you are doing sales. Block off that time. You need to get out there. Go live, social media posts on every platform. Yes, Melanie, you're absolutely right. Be consistent, because it pays off. It absolutely does. And I'll bet you if you go to Melanie's social media on LinkedIn, you'll see that. Okay, if you're just consistent, you will find a path to success of which content and the frequency and which platform. You'll figure it out if you just are frequent and consistent enough. All right, thank you. I'm getting all riled up here. Again, if you haven't had a chance, we encourage you to support our fundraiser for the virtual assistants who make all this happen at pennies on the dollar. I can employ 10 highly skilled, highly trained virtual assistants in marketing, trained on the American financial industry. I can hire 10 for the cost of hiring one college graduate at $20 an hour. And my team is significantly more advanced and trained. So not only am I trying to help raise money for them to support them, I'm also plugging the benefit of, you want to scale your business and you're too busy working in your business, well, then you need a virtual assistant to help you scale. Every task you don't need to do, you need to delegate out so that you can focus on the things that matter. And the only thing you should be focused on in your business is marketing, which is you getting on stage, and social media is getting on stage. I don't care if you're getting on a stage with 3 people watching or 100,000 people watching. You got to get in front of more people every single day and increase your numbers so that your numbers translate to appointments and your appointments translate to sales. And the fastest way to scale that is through digital marketing. And if you can just do that and sales, delegate everything else to a virtual assistant, your business will scale 10x or more every single time. Okay, so businesses with strong social media strategy. Yeah, we already did that. Okay, so I'm going to jump back to, and we're going to try and wrap up. Yes, mastering the algorithm means mastering attention. Very good, Eliza. Know what each platform values and post accordingly. So how do you know? Well, you got to try everything. And what works, you keep doing. What works, you stop doing. What doesn't work, you stop doing. All right. Let's break it down. We talked about be consistent, authentic. Authentic means don't worry about perfecting it. Don't worry about having it edited and perfected. Just be real. Just turn on a camera, like mount your phone on a mount in your car as you drive home each day and talk to your camera, and you could probably create all the social media you know between the time you leave work and get home. And then share that video with a virtual assistant and let them turn it into 20 pieces of social media. All right, so choose platforms based on your customers, where your customers are spending their time. If I were you, I'd do all 6 platforms. Why? Because those who invested 100% of their efforts on TikTok, if TikTok goes away, which we were all worried about last year, they'd lose their entire business. So I'd spread it across multiple platforms, use ChatGPT, send us so 16,000 views. Yeah, that's right, Sue. Well done. Well done. That's exciting. I didn't know. I just found that out just now. Choose platforms. And again, there's the 6 major platforms, Twitter, YouTube Shorts. 2 different platforms. YouTube and YouTube Shorts are different. Facebook and Facebook Stories, different. Instagram, different. TikTok. And people say, oh, yeah, well, my audience isn't on TikTok. Well, I'm telling you what, the biggest influencers in the financial space are in TikTok. And again, it's about numbers because TikTok is reaching a greater audience. And we have more 20 to 30-year-old millionaires than we have ever had in any time in the history of this country. We have more pre-18-year-olds, Gen Z, making $1 million because they start going viral on YouTube and making a ton of money. You're missing out if you're not on TikTok, but you don't know it if you don't try. What does it take? An extra 10 minutes a day to get stuff on TikTok and be testing TikTok at the same time you're testing the other platforms? You're crazy not to take the free advertising. All right, so engagement. Post consistently, frequently. Make sure you reply to comments. Yes, Edward, content must be audience driven. Absolutely, absolutely. And you don't know that until you either test enough types of content or you go live and ask your audience what content they want. That's why I think the combination of like 3 to 5 posts on every platform, vary up your content to see what works and what doesn't work. But also, I encourage you to go live at least once a day. Gary Vee goes live every single day of the week and asking questions, and he learns from his audience because he's getting that feedback. All right, and then, like I said, just learn from your social media. Please, please don't keep posting things that aren't getting engagement. Stop. Do something different. Okay, so we're going to take a quick look at another advisor. And again, if you haven't had a chance to go to our fundraiser, if you can throw that up, that would be great. To help support our VAs in the Philippines that make all of this magic happen behind the scenes, pennies on the dollar, but they also have their own personal challenges of living in the Philippines. Okay, video reels. Oh no, we're going to look at an example. So let me really quickly, and thanks, shout out to advisor Larry Gates, who shared this with me. when we were talking about one of the influencers that he follows, and she's a tax professional, Your Tax Coach. At Your Tax Coach, you can see when she got started, 26 likes, 14 likes, 18 likes, 13 likes. But I'm showing you real stuff here. Now, this was only a couple years ago. Now she's at 900 posts. I don't know, somebody do the math if it was a year and a half ago, how many posts she's doing per day on Instagram. And now let's look at she's now 56, 22. Let's see, she's got some viral. 549. Now that's not views, that's likes. If she has 549 likes, 197 comments, I'll bet, I can't see her views, but I'll bet her views are 10,000. Who would not want to step on a stage of 10,000 people for free? You've got to be crazy to not want to attempt to grow and keep putting stuff out. And it's good that we're showing that, yeah, some of her posts only get 14 likes and 3 comments. But that's still, the views are still, I guarantee you, in the thousands. Who would not want to get on a stage and share your expertise in front of 1,000 possible prospects? So this is free advertising. And think about how much money we spend in advertising. The average webinar or workshop we spend now, the average, according to Broadridge, is $7,500, $7,000, $8,000 for a single event that produces on average 12 appointments. You could get in front of tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people if you scale that across multiple platforms every day and eventually figure out quickly which ones work for you and lean into those. All right, so video reel ideas. We're going to give you some really specific video reel ideas. So I'm going to pull off this here real quick. And you might be thinking, how can I create that much content and I don't like being on camera? Well, here's some ideas that you can use, okay? So, and in our guide that you can download at the end of this live stream, which we're getting there, I promise. We're going extra long today because of our fundraiser. But the nodding, in fact, I'm going to go back and I'm going to share again. Let's see, present, share screen. Here we go. Okay. Sorry, getting used to this. Okay, here we go. So with this particular, I want you guys to see some ideas, okay? So this video reel here, and I don't know if it's going to play sound. I don't really care. The video is her just walking to the car. She's not saying anything. That's just an image. This is her walking through a shopping mall, and then like it's just a bunch of clips of probably her personal videos. But she's not saying a thing. Let's go to this one. This is the 549. Okay, all she's doing is videoing the outfit she put on for the day to go to work. Now I know, guys, we have the disadvantage of not being as appealing, but trust me, there's other dudes who want to feel normal because they see normal videos from a normal guy like me, and it makes them feel like, oh, good, I'm not the only one. It makes them feel better about themselves. They can relate to it. So don't think you got to be young and beautiful to go viral on social media. It's not the case. I already showed you Jeremy, who went viral, who's in his 40s. And I don't judge how men look, but looks like an average 40 or 50-year-old. Okay, so you can see other ideas is her walking down the steps, her standing. This is her during a walk where she's going for a morning walk, and she just took a short video. Why? Because she put a camera on a tripod stand that she also uses as a selfie stick. Use your family members, hand your phone to your wife, to your kids, and have them film you doing something like this when you guys happen to be out on the town. And then our team, or any team, any VA, can put the educational overlay on top to promote your business. You can see how easy this is. She's not talking in any of her videos. For more ideas, you can download our guide at the end of today's episodes, but some of the other ideas that you can do: video testimonials from clients who've worked with you, business partners, behind the scenes of your office, so they can see what your office looks like. Demonstrate one of the services or processes that you go through. If somebody's sitting in your office, ask your client if it's okay if you set up a camera behind them. So it won't show their face, but it will show your face, and it'll document the process of what it's like to sit in your office and go through the financial planning process, or purchasing a piece of real estate process. All right, so yeah, so I just showed you that's our tax coach. That's what I'm sharing here. And then so I've talked enough and hammered home like how you can create 3 to 5 pieces of social media with very, very little effort. I'm talking about, you probably could do it all in under 30 minutes a week if you're using a virtual assistant and they're using AI tools that we provide to our virtual assistants. You could do this in 30 minutes a week, and you're absolutely out of your mind if you're not doing it. Okay, so we're going to finish with going through the power of live streaming, which is what we're doing today. It's what Gary V has like 50 million followers across his platforms. And yet he still goes live, and he has like 7 businesses and hundreds of millions of dollars of revenue. And yet he still goes live for 1 hour every single day. Even like a few days ago, he was driving to the airport, but he needed to go live. So he went live by an iPhone with his team in his car on the way to the airport, answering his clients' questions or prospects' questions. And that's why he sells his coaching services and all his other business services, wine and ETFs and a bunch of other stuff. But live streaming is what yeah, there we go. Shout out to Gary V. Check him out on any platform, and you can see, like, just YouTube alone is 4.5 million subscribers. Probably one of the biggest influencers on teaching people how to do social media marketing effectively. And he even has episodes specifically tailored to the service-based industries, highlighting financial advisors, life insurance agents, and real estate agents. So if you want links to those videos, because I've cut clips from those videos for 6 months now and have been banking them, you want samples of his highlights to financial advisors, life insurance agents, real estate agents, I'd be happy to send them to you. You can email me at rob@amhsupport.com. You have questions that you haven't put in the chat, you can always schedule a free 15-minute consult. That's schedule15minutes.com. And I'd be happy to answer any of your questions and help you try and get more focused. Well, except you got to be willing to be recorded. It doesn't have to be your face, but it does at least have to be audio. So again, because if you have the question, so do hundreds, if not thousands, of other business professionals. So I'm willing to give 15 minutes away of free coaching, free advice, but you just have to be willing to be recorded and allow me to share it with or without the video of your face. Okay, but I'm telling you, at least live stream, and I'm not talking about a pre-recorded, pre-scheduled live stream. I'm talking about actually going live and waiting for people to show up. And I don't care if it's 2 people. Right now we have a couple thousand, 3,000 people watching right now. I don't care if it's 5 people 5 people watching you teach what you teach is better than you sitting in your office answering emails today, because it's 5 more people who could become a client. You could do telemarketing, cold calling all day long. In our industry, they gave you a phone book 10 years ago and said, either go door knocking or start calling from the phone book. Make a list of all your friends and family, pick up the phone and make 100 phone calls a day. Now you can just go live and get, I don't care if you get in front of 3 people. That's better than what you're going to get for your time than if you start cold calling, because you know you're going to end up in like voicemail, 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 voicemail. May take you 40 phone calls to get somebody to answer their phone. Then maybe 1 out of 10 of them will have a conversation with you. Social media, natural social media is the absolute most profitable way for you to get in front of more people at scale than any other opportunity available to you today. And if you're not going all in, then that's okay, because you're just making way for all the rest of us who are going all in. But I want you to come with us, but you're going to miss out if you don't jump in and join us and create content that works. All right. And live, by the way, statistically, according to Forbes, 3 times going live, actual live, where you can respond to comments, is 3 times more engaged. You get 3 times more engagement than any pre-recorded content that you can post online. Not to mention, you can use platforms like StreamYard that will help you go live on multiple platforms at the same time. Okay. We're getting to the end here. Let's throw up that GoFundMe fundraiser. I haven't seen where we're at, and I don't know if I have the tab open, but if you haven't had a chance, remember, I'm going to give away to anybody who donates any amount. I'm going to give away a free interview, podcast or broadcast interview, and hand it over to you and help you format it for all 6 platforms, absolutely free. And I'll match dollar for dollar any donation you make. All right. We're going to do a recap and a final thought and wrap up. Social media, if you haven't figured it out, I think is the most valuable tool for growth in 2025. Hands down. More than workshops, more than paid advertising, more than PPC. This last 30 days, and you can ask my advisors, Facebook advertising results dropped in half. Facebook advertising for workshops, 3 months ago, we're getting, with one $5,000 campaign, we're getting like 95 registrants. 2 days ago, the same $5,000 worth of Facebook advertising got only 47. Literally, it's dropped in half because the trends, the algorithms are changing so fast. Paid advertising is skyrocketing in price because it's getting harder and harder and harder to reach people with paid advertising. Because why would people pay? Why would people respond to a paid sponsored post when they have all the same content, solutions, education for free from content producers who are giving it away for free? So that's where the trend's heading. I'm encouraging you to join us. Don't get left behind. Final thought. So I'm encouraging all of you to go all in. So if you're not posting regularly and engaging with your audience, you're missing out on potential leads and revenue. And I'm talking 10x or more. We've looked at, and we'll look at the final one. I think did we look at Jeremy already? I think we did. Oh, here's the other one. I don't think we looked at this one. Okay, so this is Matthew. Okay, so Matthew Moneyguy, or did we look at him and not? I've lost my mind. Okay, so, well, I'll show you both. you can see at the beginning, he started pretty good, 100 and like, but only like 4 plays. That's 4 views there. No comments, 71 likes and 3 comments. But look where he's at today. 2,000 posts later, and now he's getting thousands of likes. Same thing, Matt the money guy, right? When he started, 17. Let's see, sometimes they hide the response rates because they want to hide how little performance they got. Okay, 20 likes. It probably means all these other ones have no likes. But if I go up here, 24 likes. Oh, but let's go to where he's at today. 500, 400, 3,000 likes. That's probably tens of thousands of views to get 3,000 likes and 70 comments. When is the last time you got 70 comments on a post? And if you did, please post your handle. And we all want to go check out, like, comment, and share your content because you got it. So if you're getting thousands of likes on any platform and you're getting more than 25 comments, please post as your social media accounts, and we'll all go there and support you and check out how you did it and the content that you're posting to how you got there. And it looks like the money guy is doing it mostly through infographics, and that's okay. He found what works and he doubled down. Good for him. So wrapping up today, jump in, please join us. If you have questions about how to get there, post them in the comments. We'll continue to monitor them even after this gets posted as a replay. We will answer your questions. You can reach out to me at schedule15minutes.com. I'd be happy to help you. Again, we're not looking for more clients. We're looking to help more people find success, both our virtual assistants in the Philippines, where my VA director is training dozens and dozens and dozens of new VAs this month, not to work for us, but to be available to work for people like you at pennies on the dollar. But I encourage you, if you haven't had a chance, hit our fundraiser one more time. Again, doesn't matter the amount. I don't care if it's $5 to make a difference. We will invest back into your business and appreciate your kindness, because we started today's live broadcast with talking about karma and values. And when you invest into others, others will trust you to invest into you. They will like, they will know, and they will trust you because of your kindness. So get out there, help people, serve people, make a difference. We can do this together. There's only less than 500,000 financial advisors and life insurance agents across this country, which is not enough to serve, and it's shrinking. There's not enough of us to serve the number of people who need us across this nation. Completely exceeds all of our combined capabilities and availability. So we don't need to compete against each other. We need to work together. And we can make a significantly greater impact. All right. So I've gone on long enough. The longest live we've ever done. Thank you all for hanging in there. Thank you for the support of our virtual assistant team. Thank you for all of the advisors who have joined us and shared comments and ideas. And together, again, working together, let's make a difference for our communities and for those around the world at the same time. And remember, you don't need to be glued to your phone 24/7 to grow your social media. Just, you need to be consistently posting 3 to 5 short form videos daily. And that can all be pre-recorded in 30 minutes a week. And each reel is a digital handshake introducing you to new people, potential clients. And if you're not consistently getting in front of new people, then you're going to, if you're experiencing the peaks and valleys of this business, then you're not getting in front of enough people consistently. So let your content do the heavy lifting. It'll be there forever. Opening doors and starting conversations while you focus on what you do best, serving your clients. And remember, for every $1 you donate, I'll match it. And for each advisor, we'll give you that 15-minute, 20-minute interview that you can use, optimized for every social media platform. So until next time, keep it consistent, and I'll see you in the digital world.